Real talk
Let's
coming your
do it.
way. Making a tasty steak dinner is one of those meals that can seem a little bit daunting. And you may say to yourself, you know what, maybe I'll just leave it to the professional chefs.
Yeah, you don't want to wreck it. Our friend from the Minnesota Beef Council joined us, though, to share how you can make a restaurant quality steak in your own kitchen for Valentine's Day or really any day of the week. Let's take a look.
Hi, Becky. It's good to be with you.
Good to see you guys, and you're exactly right. All you have to do is just proceed with confidence, and I'm going to show you how to make a killer steak right at home.
Oh,
okay?
that's
tell you
good.
what,
That should go on a t-shirt. Proceed with confidence. We like it.
We don't need caution here because then we get a little too nervous about what we're doing. Okay, so teach us some of these things, and we're starting with a bacon-wrapped filet with cowboy butter. Tell us everything.
Heck yeah, it doesn't get better than that. So here we have a tenderloin, which if you're not familiar with that cut, also called the filet. You can see it's pretty lean, actually, a lean cut, not a lot of marbling, but still has a tender, buttery flavor just because when you prepare it right, it can still be a delicious eating experience. So I'm going to take one strip of bacon here.
Okay, good idea,
I've never
Becky.
wrapped any of my steaks in bacon. I've eaten bacon-wrapped steaks, and they're so
And
good.
it seems super fancy. Like, this is really such a lovely idea for, like, a special night or something. Because, you know, a filet is a fancier cut of beef. Sure. And then wrap it in bacon, fantastic.
All you do is just secure with a toothpick on the side. And then you can keep it simple. Since the bacon will infuse naturally a little bit of flavor, I just like to keep it simple with some pepper and salt on top just to form a little bit of a rub.
Oh, yeah, but she's not going stingy on the pepper. I mean, that's good. You got to season. That's a chef's trick.
Yes, don't be afraid in this case of over seasoning quite a bit. Like, add enough salt and pepper. That's going to kind of form a crust too, because today we're actually going to pan-sear these. So with that method of searing, what it is high heat in a cast iron skillet. So here I just have 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We put this on high heat, and then we're just going to put our steaks right in there, one side each, just flipping once, or 1 minute, I should say, each side. And then we're going to finish cooking right in the oven at 450 for 7 to 10 minutes, only flipping once. And, you know, that sear is really going to trap the juices in, kind of give it a nice char, and really delicious.
But the cast iron, the high heat sear, and then in the oven. And then I would assume that oven part is going to help that bacon really cook through. And then you've got the fat from the bacon that's going to go into that lean beef. It's brilliant.
Right, and then we top it with the homemade butter. So I just have 1 stick softened, some freshly chopped parsley, lemon zest, and chives that I'm just adding right in here. And then a fresh spritz of lemon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And if you really want to wind Steve up and watch him go, talk to him about compound butter.
I enjoy a compound butter. And Becky, those things, they're so darn easy to make. You think that you could only get it at a restaurant, but you can make it easily. I see that you've got yours wrapped up in a little saran wrap tube there, and then you cut off what you need.
Yep, you can make this even a night in advance. Same with wrapping these in bacon, really. You could do all those steps in advance the night before. So this will literally take you 10 minutes to make. And then just make sure your butter, has been in the fridge at least 30 minutes so it's firm. You get a nice cut on it and put it right on your steak. Once it comes out of the oven, it'll melt.
Okay, I mean, that is so fancy and fabulous, but really, really easy. That's delicious. Okay, and one quick note before, where do we want this to land as far as temperature for a filet? What's the best way to make a filet fantastic?
I like it more on the, medium rare side. We're going to go for 145, but you can go all the way to, 160 if you're wanting it a little bit more well done.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. Now, we're talking about brisket, but you're doing brisket not using the pellet grill, not smoking it, but using the slow cooker.
Good idea.
Yes. Last time we spoke, you said you were a big brisket fan, so I'm here to deliver, Steve.
This is wonderful.
We have brisket here, which actually is a tougher cut. A lot of people say, oh, we love brisket because it just falls apart and is tender, but the muscle itself is actually pretty tough. So it's really important that you cook this low and slow. So whether that's on your pellet grill or smoker, outside, Steve, if that's your preferred way, I would recommend about 8 to 10 hours at 225.
Yeah, I think brisket, if you're doing it that way and not with a slow cooker, start earlier than you think. Let it be your beginning to your Saturday morning, and then it'll be ready by dinner time. But you're saving a ton of time doing it in the slow cooker.
Absolutely. And this time of year, if you don't want to be outside, too, I don't blame you. I have actually just a brown sugar rub spiced with some garlic, cumin, salt, pepper, onion powder. And you could do that, again, whether you're doing this in the Instant Pot, like I'm going to show, or your slow cooker or pellet grill. A crust is going to really add a lot of flavor. So I've already done that and let that sit for 30 minutes. And then I'm making a homemade barbecue sauce, too.
Great.
So I have already in here some mustard, ketchup, some paprika, salt, pepper, and then I'm going to add some brown sugar, just a half a cup going right in here.
Fantastic. But that really, I mean, that's a lot less sugar than a lot of barbecue sauces have.
Sure is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice that you can kind of control some of those things. You can add some cayenne pepper if you'd like to spice things up, but again, you get control over that.
I like the mustard in barbecue sauce too. I think that makes it so good.
Right. So then next you're going to go right to your Instant Pot. You don't even need like a roasting rack or anything in there. You can just add 1 cup of water, and that will make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then you'll just take your brisket, and actually I like to dump half of this right into my Instant Pot. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the brisket that already has the rub on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Becky, I have a question. As I'm getting my kitchen appliances confused here, when we're dealing with the Instant Pot, is it always going to be sort of like whistling and making the scary noise like something's about to explode in your kitchen? Because this would be in there for a couple of hours. What is that going to sound like in your kitchen?
Like a rocket ship.
Okay, okay, it will. All right, good. That's exciting.
You know, I say proceed with confidence, but wear a helmet if you need to.
Okay, good. All right, there we go. Okay, so you get it in there. Now what's next?
So then once it's in there, I topped with the rest of my barbecue sauce. You can kind of take a look at that. You're going to put it right into your Instant Pot. Set it just for 1 hour. This is about a 3.5 pound roast. Again, your cooking times will change based on how big of a roast you have, or, you know, in that case, how big of a cut you have. So I just had it for 1 hour on high and let it naturally release for like about 15 minutes, you know, until that pressure then leaves. And then you can just take it out. You'll have that barbecue sauce on that it's already sitting in, and you can reduce that down with using it as a simmer on the stove, and then, you know, serve with fresh asparagus. I do want to give a tip as far as serving your brisket. Now you can serve it sliced, which would be then slicing against the grain, and that's going to give you more of like these thick slices to serve. Otherwise, you can shred it with the grain too and have it be more of a shredded brisket.
Oh my gosh. And whatever you're doing, you proceed with confidence.
She just got an air fryer. Will she get an Instant Pot? We'll have to wait and see. Becky, great stuff. We love it when you come bearing all the meats. Gets me thinking about brisket, which I'm going to make this weekend. How great. Those recipes and more, like the one for that grilled ribeye steak and potatoes, all posted up at TwinCitiesLive.com. You're also going to find a link to Minnesota Beef Council's website. They've got great meal ideas, nutrition information, even workouts.
Good recipes. Still to come.